Are you a superhero fan? If you are, which is your favorite superhero? Mine is the almighty, beautiful, pure-hearted Deadpool. Yeah, that's right. This video is all about superheroes, and I have actually already done a video on this game before, which is Vigilante. This is a superhero game, and I have made a how to play video on the base game before. So if you want to know how to play the game, how to set it up, how the rules work, well then you should press the link up here, because you kind of need to know how to play this game before you get to start playing Hidden Motive. Hidden Motive is an expansion to Vigilante, and in this video I am going to show you everything that this box contains. There is new scenarios, there are new mechanics to the games, there's new heroes and everything. I am going to take this out, put it up on the table and show you what this box contains. So let's just have a look at it. Hidden Motives is set up the same way as the base game, with one exception, and that is the layer. The layer is kind of your superhero home, and with these cards you get some abilities, one on the top and one on the bottom, and I'm gonna tell you a little bit about that in a bit. But at the setup of this game, each player is dealt 2 of these cards. And in secret, meaning behind their little player screen, they pick one of them to play. And on the back side of this card, you will have some new player references to help you through the game. And these will replace the old ones that we had before. When we have picked this card and set up the game, just like we did with the base game, we are ready to start playing. But what do these layers actually bring to the game? Well, if we look at these 2 layers here, for example, we have a rooftop hideout and Brawler's Gym. So if the player chooses one of these, they would get the abilities down here. On the top, you have the ongoing ability, which means that these are abilities that you can use during the gameplay, whenever the circumstances allows it. On the bottom of the layers, you have a unique action, and some of these unique actions is restricted to once per round, meaning once per every 4 actions, or maybe even once per game. And depending on which of the layers you will choose, you will of course get different abilities and actions. And there are pretty many to choose from. I quite enjoy the new layer mechanics here that gives the player just a little bit of extra actions, but also just a little bit of extra abilities to use during their gameplay. And come on, every superhero or supervillain should have a layer, right? And like I said, depending on which ones of these you choose, well, you will of course have a bunch of different actions to do. And there is one that is a little bit more special. You have the secret lab here. And this is ability where you actually place out these green little slimy bug things on the other heroes. And at the beginning of each round, you actually get to do damage on those heroes that have parasites on them, which is just a beautiful little detail. In Hidden Motives, you will get 5 new scenarios, and all of these scenarios actually changes the gameplay quite a bit. So let's have a look at what these will do to the game. Flushed Out actually changes a bit of the setup, but also the gameplay itself, as it will ask you to change the position of the hero deck with the villain deck. Meaning that now the villain deck is down where the hero deck used to be, and the hero deck is up where the villain deck used to be. And now we also have 4 faced up villains out on the market. At the beginning of each round, each player will draw 3 hero cards. So now the players will have a secret hero hand. And from this hand, this is where they can recruit heroes out on their player board instead of from the market as they used to. Secret Insight will let you have a look at one of the alliance tokens before they are handed out to the players. And then we have Free Will. This is where the players themselves chooses their identities. Watch It Burn is a neutral heavy scenario, meaning that there are many more neutral players than there are good or bad. So this scenario is pretty much everyone for themselves running out into the city and just committing chaos everywhere. Meaning that in this game there could be just evil players and no good ones. In that case, the evil player gets the good player's winning condition. And of course, we get some cool new identities in this little box as well. We get the replica, we get the leader, and we get the sleuth. The fifth and final scenario is Race for Notoriety. This is where we remove the deduction part of the game. And now instead of looking at the alliance tokens, we draw a card instead. Now the game of this scenario is to capture as many high value villains as possible. In Hidden Motives you will also find 5 new heroes that are ready to take on the cape and go out to town. But also new heroes that goes into the hero deck that you later can put on your player mat. These all have new artwork and new skills, new abilities that you can use in your gameplay. And if we have new heroes, we of course also have new villains. These are also with all new artwork, with new abilities, all ready to go out in town and cause mayhem for you, or for you to put in jail. Besides the new starter heroes and the new heroes that you can have out on the board, we also have a bunch of new agency cards that you can equip or use during your gameplay. And all of these are quite powerful and does a lot to the game. So be sure to try to get some agency cards here into your gameplay to be able to play them out, equip them to your hero, and hopefully win the game. So that is everything that you get in this cool little box, which is actually quite a lot. And I love the way that these new scenarios, but also these layers here, actually changes the gameplay. Because some games, they will throw in expansions for you, but they won't really affect or change the gameplay that much. But here it actually does. It changes the way the players interact with each other in some scenarios, but it also changes the way the market works, the way you would play the cards in normal changes in this case, and the layers here gives you that extra little sugar on the cake that you can use in the gameplay. And again, there are a bunch of scenarios, there's a bunch of layers, there are many new heroes here, all affecting the game, and basically gives you a whole new way of playing Vigilante. I enjoyed the base game, I liked the base game, but this breathed new life into it and gave it extra elements to just bump this up even more. So if you have played the base game a lot, and maybe you have seen all the enemies, maybe you have used all the heroes, well then this is a good add-on. But also the little layers here, I think that was a cool little extra mechanic where you can just add on to your gameplay. You get an extra action, you get an extra way of enhancing your gameplay. So this did quite a lot for the game, at least for me. So if you like Vigilante, I think that you are going to love the little expansion here, because as I said, it actually does a lot for the game and it changes the gameplay quite a lot. So for me, this was a good expansion to an already good universe. If you want to know more about this, well, check out the links down in the description. I will write down everything there. The Kickstarter starts in April, May of 2023, so maybe when you see this video it's already started, I don't know, but the links will be down in the description, so be sure to check that out. And if you like this video, you know what to do, my friend. Please give me a comment, give me a thumbs up, tell me what you thought about the video. Are you gonna back the game? Have you even tried the base game yet? Well, tell me about it. Tell me what you thought about it. Most important, people, until next week, please keep on spreading that board gaming love I know you all have. Peace.